Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be going over the altcoin market and where we are at in that market cycle. Are we still early enough to be accumulating altcoins? Should we be taking profits on altcoins now that Bitcoin's at an all-time high? And so I have some charts that demonstrate that very well, where we are at in the altcoin market and where we are heading. So if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And so let's go ahead and take a look at a price target from an analyst here. And so they are stating that Bitcoin price can break $150,000 in the next 6 months. And so there's a lot of catalysts for Bitcoin. We have the halving coming up just over 30 days out. And then we have BlackRock and other ETFs continuing to accumulate Bitcoin at record rates. And then in addition to that, we are seeing people continue to hold on to their Bitcoin. So Michael Saylor has said before that he is never going to sell his Bitcoin. There's a lot of people out there that are always going to be holding on to Bitcoin. And then in addition to that, we also have Bitcoin that has been lost or stolen that is being taken away from the total supply. And so this could potentially hit $150,000 in 6 months, which will make the altcoin market explode. And I'm going to be explaining that here shortly. And so before we get into that, I would like to mention there is a link underneath the video to Margex if you're interested in leverage trading. So you can long or short Bitcoin and 40 other assets on this platform. It is one of the best leverage trading platforms that I've personally used. And by using the link underneath the video, you can get some extra cash to pay for the fees on Margex. And so let's go ahead and take a look at a tweet here. This was from middle of September last year. I mentioned that altcoins are starting to show some strength. They tend to start reversing when you least expect it. And so this is the best time to start accumulating when people are not talking about altcoins. And so the overall sentiment in the markets is that crypto will continue to fall. Now this could be possible, but I felt that this was the bottom. This was the turning point in the crypto markets. So however, Bitcoin dominance remains rejected at the 200-day moving average, which aligns with the previous cycles for altcoins. Many altcoins have been in the accumulation phase for 14 to 16 months. Meanwhile, many coins are at the verge of breaking out. And so in recent months, the markets have been going sideways, leading to many losing interest. In my opinion, this is the perfect time to accumulate. And so this was almost the bottom for many different altcoins. This is the time when I started accumulating altcoins. I felt that we were starting to make that reversal here. And so we can see we even have news that Swift and Chainlink tokenization experiment has successfully transferred value across multiple blockchains without much movement. And so when we start seeing that type of news, that is very bullish news for cryptocurrencies. However, when that was released, we saw Chainlink go up 1%, right? In the peak of a bull market, that news would move the cryptocurrency 20, 30, if not 50%. And so it's definitely how I knew that there was not much interest in cryptocurrencies. A lot of people were over it. A lot of people thought, oh, Bitcoin's done. We're moving on, right? And so that's the time to be accumulating. And so we will have an altcoin rally driven by utility. Crypto is being tested and used more than ever before. And so there's a ton of cryptocurrencies out there that are being tested, right? We have CBDCs testing different cryptocurrencies. We have automotive companies, other companies, Facebook, testing and using cryptocurrencies, and we don't even know it yet, right? That news is going to start coming out over the next couple of years as more people start to find the benefit of cryptocurrencies. And so many of these cryptocurrencies I've listed here were at their bottom, and that was the best time to start accumulating. So we can see here I have a chart from Chainlink, right? This was in the accumulation phase, right around $6. Today, Chainlink is trading around $20, right? And so that was an easy 3x on Chainlink, and I still think Chainlink could go much higher, right? I still think we are early in the altcoin market, and the reason for that is taking a look at these two different charts here. And so we can see this one here is looking at Bitcoin, and the previous all-time high, right around $1,100 in 2013, was reached. We consolidated, and then we ended up breaking through that all-time high here. And then from there, we can see in 2017 to 2018, we saw a huge spike to $20,000. Now then we saw the same thing again, some more consolidation, and then from that previous all-time high, we ended up breaking out from there, and then we started to see a spike all the way up to $69,000, which was the previous all-time high. And so right now, just the other week, we ended up breaking the all-time high previously of $69,000, and Bitcoin's trading at $73,000 now, right? And so looking at this chart, if we follow the same pattern we have in previous cycles, we will be looking at a top somewhere up in this area, right? I mean, it could be $150,000, and based on the timing between when we broke the all-time high to the new all-time high was roughly 12 months. And so we could be looking at a bull market cycle for 12 months from March to March of 2025, and so that's definitely something to keep in mind. Now, if we're looking at altcoins, I think this is a very interesting chart here. And so this is very simple here to understand. We can see the orange line is the price of Bitcoin. So that's up at $73,000. And the blue line here is the total market cap for altcoins. And so we can see that this is still way down here, right? In the past bull run here, we saw that the total altcoin market cap followed Bitcoin and reached the same all-time high. And so we're going to see the same thing here, right? And so the market cap is currently right around $351 billion. And as Bitcoin continues to go up, this is only going to continue to increase. And so we're going to see an altcoin market cap go to $517 billion. Now, if Bitcoin goes to $150,000 as predicted, we're going to see altcoins follow as well. There's going to be a ton of money to be made in altcoins, and that is where most of my plays are going to be, right? I'm not looking for a 50% gain on Bitcoin. I'm looking for cryptocurrencies that could potentially provide 10 to 100x returns. And so if that's of interest to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button to follow along. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a few different cryptocurrencies that could be undervalued, right? These are all well-known cryptocurrencies. Now I am looking at Chainlink against Bitcoin. And so this is the best chart to be looking at if you're wondering where we're at in the market cycle. Instead of comparing it to the USD or USDT value, I think it is best to look at them on Bitcoin so we can see that this is still relatively bottomed out. Even though we had a large move on Chainlink from $6 to $20, you can see in comparison to the previous all-time high in Bitcoin value, we're still a ways away from that. And so if we take a measurement from here to the peak, we're still looking at about a 500% return. And now it definitely could go above that as Chainlink gets more integrated. Now let's take a look at Polkadot here. We can see against the Bitcoin pair here, this has bottomed out, right? We are relatively low. Now, if we're taking a measurement from where we currently are to the peak, there again, we're looking at a 600% return just to get back to the peak of where we previously were at the bull market of 2021. Now, if we take a look at Phantom, we can see same thing as well. Again, that's about a 5 to 600% return to the peak. Now, it could go well above that. It doesn't mean that that has to be the top, right? We could do another 10, 15x on Phantom, especially as the entire market cap continues to grow, right? More and more people are becoming interested in cryptocurrencies. And so altcoins are going to be more risky than Bitcoin, right? We have the Bitcoin ETF, which is going to start to stabilize Bitcoin over the next couple of years. However, altcoins are going to continue to be volatile, and so that is something to keep in mind. If you are up, 50%, or maybe you're up 10x, it might be a good idea to take profits, right? You never know where it's going. You cannot guarantee that it's going to go up another 10x. Maybe take out your initial investment, maybe take out 50%, and then let the other 50% ride. At least you are continuing to take profits. And I think that's one of the best pieces of advice that I can give you, being through the bull market in 2017 and 2021. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and share this video with a friend or a family member if you find it to be beneficial. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.